The Brother Guys Podcast, man.
What's going on, y'all? Jay Millen here.
Hey, what's up, y'all? It's Malcolm is important.
What's good? It's T-Rose. 3 T-Rose with 3 O's.
Live from Ratchet Studios every Wednesday.
Real pod shit.
Hey, my brother, my brother, my brother, my brother, my brother, my brother, my brother. That's my guy. That's my guy. That's my guy. That's my guy. My brother, my brother, my brother, my brother, my brother, my brother, my brother. That's my guy. That's my guy. That's my guy. That's my guy. Oh, we podding. We pod.
What's good, y'all? Jay Millen here, host of the Brother Guys Podcast, and we're back again at you guys with another
Episode.
conversational piece. Not even really an episode, more so just a conversational piece.
What he said.
225.
This is gonna be 225?
Yeah.
Oh, all right. Well, this has been excuse me. What's going on, everybody? This is your host, Jay Millen, the Brother Guys Podcast, and we are back again with episode 225.
That's a fact.
With the remix, you feel me?
Is that the ether thing? Am I hitting the right
You're
thing?
hitting the ether.
Yeah. That's Malcolm is supporting over in the middle. And I got T-Rose on the boards to the further left of me. I'm gonna start talking on
Stage terms.
yeah, stage terms, yeah. T-Rose on the far left. And Malcolm, you had brought this up. We were, discussing in the chat. And I feel like it's gonna be a real good conversational piece.
Well, let's jump right into it.
Yeah, the struggles of being a content creator. What comes to mind when you think of the struggles of being a content creator?
Well, for starters, you have to have the drive to want to create. So keeping that drive, so then you can use that drive to fuel your consistency, because content creation is a consistency game. You know?
Mm-hmm. Is there any struggles that come to mind that you've faced personally that have been roadblocks for you to create?
Building a team.
That's a big one.
I at a point in time, I would say money, but it was really just a lack of creativity and ingenuity. I feel like that's a big one that people use, money as an excuse to not create, when it's really like, nigga, you have an iPhone.
That's facts.
You know how much shit you can create with an iPhone?
That's facts. And to piggyback off of that, I think a lot of times people try to use that money crutch because they have imposter syndrome and they see they see a version of what they think that they could be able to create in their own way, but they see how good it looks or whatever, and they start thinking like, oh, well, I don't have this or I don't have that. And before you know it, you're not making the content.
Yeah. And if you don't,
Yeah.
And I hate them, oh, I want my shit to look like this ass niggas.
Mm-hmm. You got to start. It's not going to look like nothing if you don't start.
Yeah. I hate those perfectionist ass creators in any field.
Mm-hmm.
I hate them. I despise them. They irk me. I don't hate them. They get on my nerves a lot. And I got a lot of friends who are like that. I just be like, bro, shut up. I know I don't really care how you want it to be. Put this shit out. Put it out. Because nobody's going to care about anything you've made ever if you never put it out.
Facts. T-Rose, you face that?
What?
Any type of struggles when it comes to creating?
Yeah. Keeping up your drive. Because it ain't going to be like you're going to keep this up for 24/7, 365. You can have a passion for it and love it, but that means keeping up the drive to consistently create content is what I'm getting at. Like, it's like going to a job and them expecting you to keep up the same rate for 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 hours consistently. And you need breaks. You need them breaks and stuff like that. So it's just apply the same thing to your work ethic. It's tough, but niggas still trump through it at work. Like, niggas don't be feeling it, but they still same thing. Except now you're doing something that you actually care about and actually got a little more relationship with, tie with. So treat it as such.
See, I don't think I've ever really struggled with drive. Ever, really. My struggle was focus.
Well, that's an umbrella based on the topic that I'll say. It's an umbrella because the struggle to keep the discipline up, the struggle to focus on keeping the content up, the struggle to keep like all of that. just having the struggle to keep the same drive as when you initially had that the spark to even get to the thought of doing the content that you were creating now that even got you to this point that now you've dwindled a bit.
When you say focus, do you mean like you feel like you have too much going on at once?
Not even have too much going on at once. It's that the focus, like the things I'm focusing on, things I'm putting my energy on. I'm not prioritizing what needs to happen. And then it's like, and that comes in many different forms. That looks like excuses. It looks like saying, oh, well, I got to do this. Well, it's like, yes, you have to do that. So do it and then do this. That's not an excuse to not do this. Handle that and then do this. Like, you're going to hold yourself back with all those different, letting all those mental things weigh you down. It's going to fucking, you're going to look up and 6 months have passed and that idea that you thought was so cool that you still think is so cool, somebody else probably already did it, or you're going to be like, or you're going to keep finding reasons to never do it.
Oh, yeah. So the biggest, based off all this thus far, the biggest struggle that I hear either directly or indirectly from creators of such is always being their self being the problem, being the obstacle in their way of actually doing some shit. So you're probably in your own way. You probably the reason that you ain't even where you even thought about being at.
Yeah, for sure.
You ain't even made it to step one.
In 2019, I've always been in my own way up until 2 years ago. I was always in my own way. Like, it's nobody's fault but mine that I was not where I was supposed to be at in those moments. It was always my fault.
So I would say being accountable like that is a major key. And also do not fall victim to imposter syndrome. I can't stress that enough.
Can you explain what imposter syndrome is?
It's when you're okay. So here's an example, and I'm not saying any of this is true. This is just something just to kind of help me explain it better.
Okay, go ahead.
So let's say, Malcolm, let's say that you start streaming, right?
Okay.
I mean, you've had the streaming conversation a few times.
Yes.
We've had the conversation.
Yes.
But let's say that you're making content that like I aspire to make. I end up starting to make it, but it doesn't look as crisp as your content.
Got you.
I'm not as charismatic as you are on stream. You're doing everything that like I have envisioned myself doing, and it's hitting how I thought my shit would hit, but my shit ain't hitting. I can't then go back to myself and feel like I'm a failure. Or
we just not that guy. Man.
Yeah, I start just thinking all the negative thoughts. And I can speak about this because I've been there with the podcast and shit. To where it's like, what am I not doing? But then on top of that, it's like, it's me talking to myself. It's like, nigga, like you gotta just like have tunnel vision and just focus on you and what you got going on. Because when it's your time, with this creative shit, you gotta understand, like if you're not doing it out of like the love, if you're like primarily just coming into this shit looking for instant results or instant financial gain, it's gonna always seem like a job, and it's gonna always seem like something that's in the way.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
You should approach it like a job. You should approach it mentally as a job, but work on it with the diligence of a passion and the grace of like how you would treat your child in parenting.
Yeah. Basically, and just so I don't fall off, with the imposter syndrome shit, don't be worried about everybody else. Because if you be so focused on worry about everybody else and what the fuck they got going on and what they're doing in their field, you're never going to be happy because you're going to always be trying to be like
you're comparing
your fucking peers.
Yeah,
you're never going to be happy.
And another thing and mainly I wanted to talk about our struggles, but I like this aspect of like kind of giving tips and shit also. So another thing I can say is don't not create something because you feel like, oh, somebody else does that.
Facts.
Because you never know what it is. Like you might just start off making some similar content to somebody else, but it can transform and evolve into something completely different. and they may stop, and then now you there, or they might pivot, and then now you there. And it's like there's nothing wrong with having inspiration. It's not like Fox is gonna be like, we're not gonna have a news channel because CNN has a news channel.
Literally.
Like, nigga, it's the same world. We report on the same cities. It's different news channels,
Different perspectives.
different packages, different all that shit.
It's like remakes of movies and shit, nigga. It's literally like that.
Yeah, but we don't want those.
Yeah, we don't need no more Ghostbusters. Sorry.
Going along with the parallel to the analogy and not getting into how we really feel about that.
Okay, my bad. Yeah, it's like
It's just like that. Like, it's a
Yeah.
different perspective. It brings a whole
it's
new
like
spin
pussy
to
is
things.
pussy, but like
You ain't had every
it's
pussy.
different kinds.
Exactly.
Yeah,
There's chocolate. There's vanilla. You heard ice
yeah,
cream.
clean, dirty.
Yeah.
Whole bunch of different kinds.
There's a lot of different variants of coochie.
Mhm, yeah, Innies, Audis, all that. So, another struggle I face with content creation is I get
Any and outy coochie.
yes,
Go ahead, man.
but okay, so it's like how when I was making music, I'll get to the point where I'm like, man, fuck it, just drop that shit. And yes, fuck it, just drop that shit. But don't throw off your plan to do that. But also, your plan is not you're not gonna plan something. Say you planned something 6 months ago, like, okay, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that, I'm gonna do this.
And
I'm
another
gonna do
6
that, I'm gonna
months
do this,
go
I'm gonna do
by.
that. No, hold on.
Oh.
And then and it's gonna look like this at this stage. It's gonna look like this at this stage. It's gonna look like this at this stage. Because as you execute your plan, what you thought it was gonna look like may not be what it looks like. You still keep going with your plan and still release it. Still put it out there.
Yeah. Be ready for audibles. You're going to have to adjust. Be ready for that
Yeah.
at all times.
Yes.
Like, be ready at all times. Whatever you plan out, do not make that the only thing you ain't got nothing to fall back on. Be
Yeah.
ready to pivot.
Facts.
As an content creator, you definitely gotta
You need to be ready to
adjustable.
pivot. Yeah. You
Yeah.
need to be ready to pivot and adjust at any given moment.
You always account for variable change.
Literally.
Yeah.
At
Always
any
account
given
for variable
moment.
change.
For
Don't box
anything you're
yourself
doing.
in either, as far as because you feel like you're uncomfortable in a certain lane. Don't box yourself in. Like, make your possibilities limitless.
Explain.
Yeah.
So kind of like Malcolm, how you were saying, like, okay, so such and such does this type of content.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to do that anymore. If you've been doing a certain type of content, but you see something else that sparks your interest that you feel like you might be good at,
Mhm.
do it.
Yes.
Yeah.
But my advice also would be, if the people are already coming to you for one sort of thing, then don't stop that, because
Facts.
you still got to give the people what they want.
Facts.
Goes to what
For
I was
sure.
talking about.
Yeah, don't hold yourself back on like
Okay, man.
exploring a new passion of creativity, but don't cut your water off
Yeah, for sure.
to where you're not giving people what they
Sure.
want no more.
Yeah. Don't be afraid to shoot in the dark either. Like, just start throwing darts at the motherfucking board and see whatever hits.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Like, don't limit yourself. Literally, just start doing shit. Just start doing whatever you think you deem comes to mind. Obviously, you want to be creative at it. You want to have your own cut from the cloth. Like, you don't want it to be very similar, but that don't mean just because somebody's doing something similar doesn't mean it's like yours. Yours may cut through differently.
yeah, because your style might be more palatable for a different audience.
Exactly. That, which goes into another one. Once you start making content and get into it, learn your audience.
That's
Just learn and study your audience.
That's one of the biggest struggles I've had in creation.
It's a struggle for a lot, because that's it's like stock. That shit can change at drop of a dime.
But at the same time,
And
I disagree. I disagree that your audience doesn't change; it just grows.
Facts.
with growth though comes change.
Yes, but
The core.
I've
is gonna
grown,
be, the
but
core
I'm
is gonna
still
be the
Malcolm.
core. Yeah, the core is gonna be the core.
Okay, yeah. The core.
That's
Okay,
what I mean
I'm
by
not
that.
I'm not separating the fact that the core is still gonna be the core from the fact that your audience can adjust and change at any given moment.
because when we talking demographic, when I talking demographic and I'm talking about audience, I'm saying that it's not gonna go from, okay, my audience was 13 and 17-year-old
Mhm.
white girls, and then now your audience is 40-year-old black men. That's changing.
Yeah.
When I say growing, I'm saying it might go from 13 to 17-year-old white girls to 12 to 20-year-old white girls and Asian girls. Like it's gonna grow like that, not change in the way you're saying.
Now it may do both, and that all depends on how they attack it.
But it's only gonna change if you change your content. If you're still giving the same content,
That's what I'm getting
it's
at
not
as
gonna
well.
change. Yeah.
You got more
Shooting in the dark.
categories of supporters than you did.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
Yeah.
Shooting in the dark may lead to you completely having to pivot your audience for real now. Like you was dealing, like you said, first you was dealing with the teenage white girls. Now you got to deal with 35 to 40-year-old black men because you done threw something in the dark. That shit hit, but it has a whole different audience from what you was dealing with the first couple months that you was doing content. So,
and if you can hit both those audiences, comment below because we need to ask y'all what y'all
That
doing because
is a
that's
fact.
crazy.
now definitely you want to, if you can capitalize on both and merge them motherfuckers to make it even big, do that. Definitely 100% do that full speed for sure. But I would just
Because one thing I've learned is, sorry to cut you off, our Behind the Bars audience is different from our podcast episode audience.
Facts.
yeah, different
Facts.
segments are going to draw a different audience every single time.
Yeah.
And that, like, yeah, what's going on with what we was talking about earlier, man. Like,
And I don't even think we got this. It's the same audience that fucks with the unanswered hip hop questions. Only because those are like funny, and a lot of the songs that we were picking are very
Older.
popular songs, so everybody knows the words to them type shit.
Yeah.
so they
like
get with a
the
joke origin.
like the what them bitches want from a nigga one. Everybody knows that song, if you're an X fan or not. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah, like the Sexy Red is she AKA, that one was pretty,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. So
Because she's ski.
Yeah.
yeah, so it's like it's never gonna be the same in that regard.
Yeah.
ever.
Well,
I mean, it could be sometimes.
it's not gonna, that just gives that is a I feel like that is a broad niche, and I know that's a weird thing to say right now
Mhm.
because hip hop questions is a niche. That's the topic, but the genre of hip hop is so broad that we're casting a larger net on our audience versus the genre of people who only care about who care about when we're breaking down lyrics,
Mm.
because not a lot of people care about lyrics, so that's not as big of a net.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
still in that hip hop niche,
Mhm.
but it's not as big as a net.
Facts.
Yeah.
But I say different people like different subjects for different reasonings.
Yeah,
So yeah,
Yeah.
that's a valid point. And that right there, just us putting that down right there. Like for example, we could easily look at the analytics of the audience and everything that engages with both these separate segments and find a way to combine them together to make and grow the audience, which is what we was just talking about a few minutes ago. Like you can find a way to do that. That's the niggas that we need to comment. That's the one niggas Malcolm was talking to. Like if you can find a way to merge audiences, especially on two opposite sides of the spectrum,
yeah, that's what I was
Say
getting
something.
at. Really,
Say something.
the opposite side of the spectrum. Yeah,
let us know how you did that. For sure.
yeah.
Shit. J-Man, what, you got any other struggles? If not any, just in general, what about for specifically the pod? Either or.
Mm.
I would say one of the things that we all struggled together and struggled through is learning the field we got into.
Facts.
Hell yeah.
Because as you are creating content, and everybody knows in this digital age with social media, with technology, with long form versus short form, with the way we're presented things, shit changes, and sometimes it changes very, very fast.
Very.
So
Definitely
learning the
can't-
field we're in as it's changing so quickly
Yeah,
was one of our struggles.
definitely can't like go about the podcast how we went about it back in 2018.
Exactly.
Hell no.
It's not going to work.
It's
Yeah.
not going to work.
Yeah.
Hell no. Hell no. That is a big one. Study the field that you are working in. Study the field. Know the field. Study
And
the field.
I think that also can speak to like, I mean, I know we bring this up often, but I mean, to be funny, but it's like truth to it. You know, there's a lot of people aren't podcasting anymore, but you know, that falls into, you know, a lot of people see that moving rapid shit, or they see the things that like I've like have said before, as far as like, you know, they probably feel like there's no point in me putting out this podcast anymore when
Nobody's watching it.
nobody's watching it,
Or it's
nobody's
not
listening,
hitting,
or
or-
it's not hitting, or we're not the instant gratification shit.
Yes.
I've seen so
Yeah.
many people just like fall off the face of podcasting because it wasn't instant, what they thought was instant gratification. Niggas thought we was up at one point.
Yeah.
It's hard to get people to listen to you for an hour and a half, bro. It's hard, especially jumping into a fit. Like it's hard.
But
and
it's
niggas
like,
realize that.
but
That's
this
where
is-
consistency comes in. That's where
Yeah.
dedication comes in.
Yeah.
and this is the thing too with like that, you know, where I've, you know, because Charles, I feel like you've probably said it as well, but I know me and Malcolm have had conversations where people think that we were just like not working real jobs anymore at
facts.
one point.
Yeah.
And it's like, bro,
Thought this was it.
yeah, it's like, bro, any money that has come into this,
Let's come back into
here,
the pod.
I could be the buck. Besides the live show is probably the first time that we were able to make money and like it go towards the pot and go into our pocket.
yeah. We've been able to profit and
Yeah.
yeah.
That was the first time I feel like that's actually happened. Every time before that, it's all
We've
went
had
back
revenue
into,
and profit.
yeah, it's all every time before that, it's always went back into the podcast.
Yeah.
So,
So hear that? That was a 5-year.
and that was a
anniversary
5-year show. Yeah,
And that was the first time that we was able to get revenue and profit from doing something. 5 years.
Yeah.
So
So dedication, sacrifice, you got to be all money in. Your focus got to be on point. These are the things that you can do to mitigate these struggles. Studying, all that type of stuff we just talked about.
don't dwell on the negative. I cannot stress that important enough, bro.
Yeah.
Like, do not dwell in your negative thoughts with being a content creator. Because if you let them win, you're gonna be one of them niggas talking about I could have did this. I would have did that.
shoulda, coulda, woulda.
And it's gonna be before you know it, them 6 month pass, that year pass,
You don't
them
wanna
2
be a
years
coulda, woulda.
pass.
In fact, it's gonna be a poop.
Before you know it, you don't know shit about the content creation game. Just gonna pass you up. It's gonna be a new TikTok
I'm
out.
about to say it done shifted now because you waited so long and you've been out the loop. And that's how quick shit can go. Like within 6 months, you'll be a whole new game.
Don't let that be you.
And that's why it's good to stay consistent because, and that's another reason why it's good to, yes, if you've been putting out something, you've been working consistently and you're not seeing the returns or the growth that you think you should be seeing after a certain point, a reasonable point as well, then you should analyze, rework, see what's not working, see what is working. Even a survey, like ask people like, yo, what do you like about this? What don't you like about this? Or just keep using podcasting as an example. Like, yo, what kind of podcast do you listen to? Like, what do you like about the podcast you listen to? And then maybe you can implement some of those things into your show. But
Get feedback. Ask for feedback and then get as much as you can.
yeah. But also staying consistent, because like we said, the game changes. What you're doing may not have worked in February, but by the time the game changes in May, if you stay consistent and now that's what's popping in the algorithms or that's what's being pushed or if you've had all that shit from February to May where you stay consistent and then now the way that content is done now fits the way you're doing content, you up.
You
Facts.
was ahead of the
You
curve.
up.
You was ahead of the curve.
You like the only nigga on the block that held their brick because they knew it was gonna be a drought.
Exactly.
And now everybody else work done dried up, and you still out
And
here.
you the only one that's got it. So
Yeah.
nigga, it's coming to you.
If you're doing it right, you're
I don't
going to
know.
get your
I
credit
have to use
due
drug
for
terms to talk
the
about.
fucking for being ahead of the curve.
Everything relates back to
If you
drugs.
do it the right way,
Yeah,
you do
yeah.
it the right way. It's going to always come back full circle.
And that's another perspective because that same person, like, go ahead. Yeah. So that same person that was doing something in February and did something for, let's just say 3 months, right? 3 months. So February to May, they was consistently doing the same method. They not seeing instant results and they just trying to figure out where is it going wrong? Why is it not hitting? But instead of being like, all right, this shit not hitting, I'm just going to like, back off a little bit. That's one perspective. The other perspective could be, excuse me, okay, well, let me try something else. And by the time they start trying this new thing, the old way was working. So now they can look at it as though they was ahead of the curve and they can implement both styles now. Now they got something they can try and then they got a guarantee one that works. And that's just building on top. That just adds to your arsenal. And that goes into consistency. You have to be consistent in order to even get to that point.
You got to be malleable as well.
Ooh, niggas don't even know what that means.
I would say flexible, versatile, able to change, open to change, acceptable, not stiff, not stuck in your ways. Play-Doh.
Get comfortable being uncomfortable, y'all.
Yeah. I would say in the podcasting field, I would say if you're in a content field where you can drop something every single day, go 100 days before you say it's not working. Now, if you see zero response in 30 days, adjust. Like every 30 days, if you still not seeing nothing, adjust. But go 100 days before you just say, this isn't going to work. And when I say this, I mean the content creation, not the method by which you're doing it.
Should maybe they go the first 60 and then adjust?
That's what I mean.
First month.
Yeah, that's what I mean. You can't, okay. After going that first 30 days, you have to go another 30 days to see if the first 30 days work.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what, yeah.
And,
That's why I'm glad you said that.
In between them days, keep on circling back to shit we said earlier. Within them first 30 days, them second 30 days, them third 30 days, do not be looking at other motherfuckers comparing your content and what they got going in between them days, bro.
Now learn from other people.
Learn from it for sure.
Yeah.
But don't, bro. I'm telling
do not
you.
be compared. Do not have a comparison mentality when you're in the midst of making your content.
Because I'm gonna keep it a buck. I feel like I see a lot of people in the podcast game with imposter syndrome. For sure.
I believe it.
And that's something I want to tie back around to, the imposter syndrome. That can act, it's not a negative thing. It's not something to be ashamed of. It's something that can actually
I only say it like that because I've only known it to be a negative.
It's a negative thing when you let it consume you.
That's what I'm saying. It can be, but it's not initially a negative thing because it can sneak up on you. Like it can take.
It's also worked as motivation though. It's worked as motivation though a lot of the time. For me anyway. I can't speak for everybody.
I was about to say, depending on who you asking.
How you process it,
Yeah. But it can be something that you accidentally don't realize, oh shit, I got imposter syndrome. Like you didn't realize you was on that. Like so it's not necessarily a negative thing. Just be aware. Just be aware of it. That's really the main thing.
That's how I am with film stuff. I feel like I'll be having imposter syndrome. Not that it's not for me, but that I don't recognize how skilled I am in certain aspects. Like other people have to point it out to me. And even when they do, I don't believe it.
Why is that?
I don't know. Because I've never made a film. I don't got nothing to show for it. It's me looking at the results.
So you feel like the lack of you having a complete project makes you less than as far as like being able to...
You can't be a filmmaker, you ain't made a film.
Okay.
And that's incorrect because I've been a part of so many productions.
Facts.
I just have not produced. It's just a standard.
It don't got
and that's where
your stamp on it.
That's where the imposter thing comes in.
Yeah.
It's not to the standard or result that I've set for myself in my head. That's where it comes in.
Okay.
But also it's coming to... It's also, and to go off of T-Rose's point, it's always not a bad thing. Having imposter syndrome about the podcast and what we're doing wrong and what we need to do, and feeling like that helped me realize where we were lacking and what to implement. Did I fuck that up? Okay. And what we need to implement to grow. And once we started implementing all those things, we're still growing. We still implement those now. We're still growing.
So yeah. And that's another thing too. You won't be at a point where you've implemented everything you need to know.
No. You're going to constantly. You're never going to know everything you need to know.
Consistently grow.
Don't be afraid to grow.
Yeah. And honestly, in the content creation world, it's a lot of expression. So the same way T-Rose was just saying that you will never know everything, the same way Jalen just said, don't be afraid to grow. It's because it's so intertwined with growing and learning yourself as a person because you are expressing yourself. So it's endless.
True.
As a creative and somebody who's really passionate about it, you'll never run out of ideas for real. You're never going to run out. There's never a time where I'll call T-Rose and I don't have a new idea about some shit.
I've gotten some of those phone calls too.
Yeah.
Nigga call me before I've been awake.
I'll call Jalen and it's like, hey bro, we got this. Or Jalen will hit us in the group chat like, yeah, I got this new idea for like, that's why we're still doing Behind the Bars. Because you called us in the group chat one time.
Yeah. I was high as hell that day too. That's another story.
Well, yeah, it's just simple shit like that, dog. It's really simple. It's not as hard as
T-Rose made Unnecessary Hip Hop Questions. You made Behind the Bars. I made Confessionals.
Oh, shit.
Yeah. And most of these shits be on the fly, y'all.
Yeah.
Like, I remember all these hip hop questions literally just happened because we needed a new segment.
And we was on the phone randomly.
And we needed some shit to, we just like, well, fuck it. This is something that niggas been doing all the time anyway. That leads into the next topic. Everything you do can be made into content.
Facts.
Everything you do.
Facts.
Not even bullshit. You could go take a shit right now with your phone in your hand. Take a 30-second video of you like
making faces.
Making faces.
Might go viral. I
remember
might
the
do that. I
picture-
might do that when I get home.
I
Actually.
remember the picture of the game rapping on the toilet.
No,
No.
You don't remember that when the game was sitting on the toilet and he was rapping?
I don't.
No, I just remember the pregnant hoes cover art.
Oh yeah, that's content.
Content. That's
Both of them.
content.
You see niggas is in Target making content now.
In Target,
Oh yeah, that's.
You don't, bro, you don't even know if niggas be.
He said, "Nigga, you had to set the camera up,
Oh.
put it on the tripod."
They be like
Pick
this.
the
They be like
lane.
I
this.
know what you're talking about.
That's content. You can laugh at it. Look, it's funny. You can laugh at it, but that's content.
That's funny.
Look, that nigga made content to the point that some comedian that's on the internet literally can make his minute video making his content about another nigga making content. That's content. That's
Yes.
It's literally that simple. You could make a video of you if you're shy or whatever. Put the phone down and record the video of you just singing or something or
Can I be honest real quick?
speaking on something real
Go
quick.
ahead.
I, for a brief second, I thought about making videos like that, but I was like, I can't. I would never live it down.
Do it.
What you talking about? Like videos without
Do
your
it.
face?
Like the Target type videos.
Do it.
Like going to the
He said I
store.
would live it down. he just heard. He had a flash of all the jokes, all the memes.
That's,
and he
that's
seen
why he
it.
telling me to do it because he ready.
No, I'm
He
telling
re-
you to do it because of the response it would garner.
Yeah, I feel you.
Yeah.
I feel you.
All that extra shit that you're worried about is the back end shit.
And the jokes.
But that's good. That's enough. Hey, look, real
Yeah.
shit, man. All
if you can
publicity is
garner a
good
response,
publicity.
and there's a difference between a response and a reaction. If you can garner a response from your audience, then that is what art is. It's supposed to be.
Mm.
That's what content is. It's supposed. You don't.
That's real.
A company doesn't make a commercial so you sit there and do nothing. They make a commercial so you go and buy the product.
Yeah,
Facts.
you
They
don't-
make a trailer so you go and watch the movie.
exactly.
They drop a single so you go and buy the album.
Facts.
They upload pictures so you book them for a photo shoot.
Marketing.
That's where the marketing comes in.
Marketing. And this is all the content consistency of that shit is.
Yeah.
You are marketing yourself. You're marketing whatever brand and passion that you're driving for. That's
So,
what you're doing.
If that's the case, why do we drop podcasts? If we just said every piece of content is for a response or for a call to action, what is our call to action for us dropping our podcast episodes? Can y'all answer that?
I have an answer actually.
Go ahead. I got
And this is a new, and I don't even think this is anything we ever talked about. I think it's kind of just like fell that way. And I feel like this goes, I feel like these type of things, these two things bounce off of each other. I think the podcast bounces off of the extracurricular content that we do, and then it's vice versa. I think it's at the point to where, or it's going to the point to where they both serve each other.
Our extracurricular content.
So like behind the bars, confessionals,
Our
answer hip hop
podcast.
questions. Yeah, I feel like those are like bouncing off of each other.
In what sense you mean they bouncing off of each other?
Because I feel like the average listener right now, if they didn't catch the podcast this week, they've seen one of our segments.
They've seen something else.
They've seen something that's dropped that week. And a lot of times I feel like that causes people to come in and catch up on the episode. Because if you like track our numbers on podcasters by
They're
Spotify,
behind.
yeah, they always like kind of skyrocket towards the end of the month.
because they catching up on all
Yeah.
that
Yep.
with everything else
Yep.
we got going on.
They can't keep up with us. We drop too consistently.
Yeah.
There aren't, dog.
That's not a bad problem, people. By the
It's
way,
not.
It's not a bad problem.
It's not. It's like currency music. But I want to get back into what I was about to say.
Mhm.
There are not many consistency will set you apart
Facts.
from the crowd. There's a billion, thousand, million content creators out there. How many are consistent? There are not many consistent podcasters at our level who podcast as consistently as we do, who release as consistently as we do.
Facts.
If you know some, name
You
some.
get a gunshot for that? Something? Yeah.
If you do know some, drop them below. Let us know. Inform us. We may be out the loop.
Yeah.
But as far as I'm staying with the statement he just stated, so
Yeah.
that's just off of what I've seen. I like I said, y'all know something, drop it below, put us on.
I got a confession. I remember I used to come in here and like screaming about how we better than all these other podcasts and shit.
Mm-hmm.
That was because of imposter syndrome.
Hmm.
I used to have to hype myself up. Now I don't feel like I gotta hype myself up now.
I mean, I
like,
figured that was your self way of hyping yourself.
yeah,
up.
I feel like it like I feel like now like the game is played out to where it's like certain things
Or
just
evident, don't need to be said.
yeah,
Gotcha.
yeah, bro.
Because
So
a lot of
that's
you niggas
your
ain't
hype
around no
up.
more.
And then he do that.
We offer a lot. We offer like a lot.
We do.
If you
We
like
do.
put the tell the tape up against like other niggas, bro, and we're not guest based.
Yeah. And I was gonna say we're like how Russ was early in his days. Like written, recorded, mixed, master, produced by us.
Yeah, everything you see is from the 3 niggas in front of you.
Yeah. JR take the pictures. Shout out JR.
Shout out to JR.
That is a
Yeah.
fact. That is a fact.
It's us, man. Like
And when did JR become a member? Last year?
Yeah, JR came in.
2023?
Yeah,
So yeah, up for 4 years straight, it was literally only us.
we had DeHaven helping on the camera for a while.
the early days.
facts.
Yeah,
That's
shout
a
out to
fact.
Dave.
That's a fact.
Yeah.
Halloween.
For sure. He said, never mind. That's gonna derail the conversation.
Shoot, I was gonna comment on his TikTok content. I'm glad he just
Oh yeah.
Just seeing that.
I gotta follow him. I ain't seen him on there. I gotta follow him.
he's just
Yeah.
doing all he's doing is the same shit we've known him for. Being
Post some
fly.
photography shit.
Being
He just
fly.
get fits off.
Okay.
Yeah. He
He's
just
getting
gets
a reason to get his fits off.
Literally.
Okay.
And it's that simple. Like if you do something that you already don't record, put the camera
Record
up.
it, yeah.
Record it. And
Yeah.
then
Like if you detail your car really good, record the process.
I'm about to say set that tripod up, camera up somewhere, and just record.
Yeah.
Forget the camera even on. Just record.
Yeah.
You can do all that editing and all that shit later.
Yeah.
But just record it.
If you fucking, I don't know, vacuum every single day, record
Yeah,
it.
if you got OCD and like cleaning your house to the T every day.
If you garden, record it. You know what I'm saying?
Dead ass. If you pick
You suck
blackheads,
dick really good.
Record
it.
just throw it up there. Like
Record it.
there's an audience for everything.
Yeah.
Like believe it or not, there's an audience for everything.
Facts. If you like trying different types of wine,
Record
it.
Yeah, records you going to the store to get the wine. Records you coming home getting the glass.
Yeah.
Like, record
Set the
that.
camera up outside and then walk into the store, then go outside and get the camera, then bring
Facts.
it in the store and set it up and then record yourself.
Make sure you
walking
look at
into
it
the store.
awkwardly before you record and end it too.
Yeah, yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Look,
Damn, I wish we had that
They
clip of
being
female
funny.
doing that shit.
and
That
you
shit
might
was
get
funny.
laughed at. You might get flamed a little, but nigga, that's garnering a response that you want.
Yeah. They probably laughed at Drake when he said he didn't want to go outside and come to the parties.
Yeah.
It was probably, yeah. Yeah. I'm sure they did.
Zeros. Remember, I think I showed it to you too. That clip of T May imitating them Target niggas. And he was peeking out the window, just look at the camera.
But yeah,
That nigga is walking content.
he is on a daily basis. And he knows it. He's
He
trying
needs to
his
be
different
censored
hand.
also. So,
Oh, yeah,
yeah, that nigga's crazy.
Full review. Like, it's literally, as I'm just
Yes.
sitting here thinking of
Yeah,
shit,
my vegan adventures.
there's all
Opportunities are
kinds of
endless.
shit
I'm just hungry.
that you
yeah.
can make content. Yeah, if you hungry all the fucking time, nigga, then just record you reviewing some food that you about to eat.
And probably go to the doctor. You might have parasites.
Be healthy too. But yeah, it's just simple shit. Think of shit that you do on a
Dog,
daily.
I seen a nigga on Instagram who made a sword out of wood, right?
Mm-hmm.
And he just practiced every day with his sword until he got better and got stronger. Like that was his workout, swinging his sword around. And I watched, I think, up to 90 days. And he was getting way better at swinging that motherfucking sword. It's like a big Zabuza ass sword.
Oh damn, it's one of them.
Huge.
Well, shit, doing something for 90 days, I would think you would get better at it.
Yeah. And that's the thing. Your content might not, back to imposter syndrome. On day 5, it might not look how somebody else's look, but you don't realize that they're on day 5,000.
Facts.
That's why you cannot compare.
Yeah.
That's why you cannot.
And
compare.
I think what'd you say? It's the 10,000 hour rule.
Yeah. If you ain't did over 10,000
If you
hours,
ain't,
you're
if you
not
ain't
a master.
even close to the 10,000 hours, then
Don't
you
start
shouldn't.
comparing yourself to nobody.
Yeah.
Once you become a master, then you can look around to the other masters and be like, okay, how can I get to where they at? How can I get to where this person at? But
I think I said
first,
this
you got to
last
put in them
time.
10,000 hours to even be eligible to get there.
Yeah. I think I said this last time, though. I don't think you're a master after 10,000, though. I think it's 10 year. That's
But-
what I said.
That is the tier. You on the master tier. You may not be a master amongst masters.
That's when you can
but
enter
you
the
enter the master
All right.
tier. Yeah.
Got you. Yeah, because
Yeah.
at 10,000, that's a prerequisite. That's just
Yeah.
a workout, bro.
It's like you got your eaters and then you got your best eaters. It's like you on the
Yeah.
eater tier.
Eater and his throat goat.
Come on now.
Now, a lot more people have had eaters than they've had throat goats. So, but everybody had at least one. And you know that feeling. You know it was immaculate. You can't go back. Same with your content. You don't want to go back. You got to keep moving forward and keep finding the best, striving for the best. So
Yeah. But sometimes you do got to start again from the bottom if you pivot.
if you do pivot, be wary that you have to adjust. That you may have to.
It's going to be uncomfortable. It's not going to be as satisfying.
Yeah, I'm about
And
to
we're
say,
talking about content again.
oh,
We're talking. Tiro said, "Oh,
I was about to say they might
yeah.
use teeth again. I don't know, but
this nigga is crazy." Okay, so yeah, we're talking about content.
now we're on content.
So yeah,
Yeah, consistency. That's the big. What's the 3 C's?
do it every day. Oh, ooh,
What's the 3 C's, man?
I don't want to tell him. I haven't made that piece of content yet.
Okay.
I was supposed to do it yesterday.
Man, okay. Never mind.
Oh, it'll be out before this.
I was gonna say, it's not gonna be out before this.
Yeah, what's the 3 C's though? I forgot.
Nigga, that your C.
Hold on. I'm gonna give y'all. Hold on.
You
Y'all
said
ain't
be
seen the 3 C's.
consistent.
Hold on. No, shut up, T-Bro.
Okay, all right. Just know one of them made a C. That's how I know.
Yes, it is.
Okay,
They all
all right.
big C's.
The big C's. Shout out Blue Lip. Blank face. He's pulling up the note for the 3 C's. But yeah, you've I think you should run this back one more time up to this point. Because we just said a lot of
You got to
good
be
shit.
serious, consistent, and creative.
There you
The
go.
3 C's. Yeah.
There you go.
Otherwise known as the SEC advisory.
Yeah, SEC.
The SEC advisory. Yeah.
It was funnier as the 3 C's.
Yeah, it's the 3 C's. Yeah. Be serious about your content. Always be open to learn something. Be open to taking new approaches and study the field you are in.
So why is it called the 3 C's?
Consistent. Be consistent. Create a schedule for your creation and build the habit. You can't be reputable without repetition. Ooh. That's the one that's going to hit them when I make the piece of content.
That's gonna be the one.
Yeah. You can't be reputable without repetition.
That's gonna hit on
Ooh.
the caption.
So just so I'm clear, you're going to change it to the SEC though, right?
And you have to be
Jalen can't
creative. The first 2 C's will give you the confidence and experience to be innovative. The best way to set yourself apart from other creators is to be yourself. Don't just copy what's popular. Do what you're passionate about.
Mm.
Thank you for tuning into the 3 C's.
Oh, so he's not changing it. Got it.
Serious. C. It's serious.
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 Oh, serious.
Yeah, you get
okay.
Yeah.
Serious. Yeah.
You gotta be serious about
Yeah.
the content.
Yeah.
It's like behind the bars for the 3 C's.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's definitely the SEC advisory.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's just how it was initially brought to me.
Yes.
And yeah.
And we've talked a lot about content creation and things we've been through. We've given a lot of tips. Follow us. You can follow me on TikTok at Malcolm is Important. You can also follow the Brother Guys podcast. Hopefully TikTok is still available at this time. You can follow the podcast at the Brother Guys podcast on TikTok.
Mhm.
Go to YouTube, search in Ratchet Studios, or you can just search the Brother Guys podcast and we'll pop up. We them niggas.
You know what we look like.
Fly manly everywhere.
Yep, facts. You know me, man. I ain't even gotta say it. I just said it for so long. Y'all know me.
Instagram, the Brother Guys podcast. Also, Ratchet X Studios on Instagram. And if you find the pod and you find the Ratchet Studios page, you'll be able to find all of our personal pages.
Facts.
If you want to find us, you'll be able to find us.
Facts. We're not that
Yeah.
far. But yeah, man, this has been another convo piece from the Brother Guys. The struggles of a content.
Episode 225, man.
Episode 225. Thank y'all for tuning in and everything, and we'll see y'all in the next segment or the next episode or wherever we will see y'all. But we will see y'all.
Y'all gonna see us before we see y'all.
Facts.
Peace.
Peace.
Y'all have a good one.